the bluest of blue blood matchups in the Sweet 16 on Friday. UCLA has taken on Kentucky. Officially, these teams have combined to play 311 games in the NCAA tournament. That's the highest total for any matchup in tournament history. So that's tournament history. This is recent history, which is a fancy way of saying this season, because these teams actually played earlier this season. And UCLA came out of Lexington with a win over #1 ranked Kentucky, ending the Wildcats' 42-game home winning streak. Lonzo Ball talked about the Bruins' last meeting earlier this season.
To be honest, I don't think the first game really means anything now. You know, it was in December. Both teams were young, and I think they got better. I think we got better. You know, anybody can go off any night. But like I said, it's going to be a fun game, high tempo, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I mean, they're extremely skilled and athletic, and they like to get on runs. So anytime you have to guard transition like that, it's going to be difficult. I mean, we're both different teams right now, and the stakes are a lot higher, so it's going to be a completely different game than the first one.
You know, there's great players on both teams. So obviously it's not going to be easy cover for anybody, but why would you want to play easy games Sweet 16?
All right, for more of this matchup, let's bring in our college basketball analyst, Seth Greenberg. Staying with this in this matchup in the Midwest region, which in-game matchups you looking forward to?
I think the most important matchup in this basketball game is Willis and TJ Leaf. And you think about Willis's ability to stretch defense. I expect UCLA to play some 1-2-2 matchup zone. You got to make some shots against that. So, you know, Willis's ability to make shots, to run the floor, to rebound the ball, to run the floor with Leaf. Think about Leaf's line in the first game. He had 17. He had 13 rebounds, but he had 5 assists. So Leaf is a unique talent because his ability to not only run the floor, play on the baseline, make plays for others, and shoot the three. Willis, on the other hand, if UCLA goes zone, you know what? Willis is going to have to make some jumpers. And then in the backcourt, you know, you're talking about two of the most creative guards in college basketball. Fox gets out in transition. He's explosive off that high ball screen. He's shooting the ball better right now. He's developed a middle game. And then you talk about Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball has created an epidemic of passing at UCLA. He sees the floor. He makes everyone else better. And you know what? He makes the hard play look easy. And that's a gift.
You mentioned before we got started, he's just even.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
All the time.
His dad's all over the place. But my man, that dude is just like, let's go play some ball.
Hang tight. Much more with you in a second. More with Lonzo Ball. Let's go over to Jamie.
Yeah, Jane, for more on Lonzo, let's bring in Jeff Goodman, who is covering the South region down in Memphis. And Jeff, what can you tell us about your observations of Ball so far this tournament?
You know, not just this tournament, Jamie, but overall, I've been around this kid a lot over the last few years, and it's amazing how he's been able to stay so focused, so poised, so mature with everything that's going on right now with his father, LeVar, who's soaking up every headline he can with every media outlet. And some of the things he said are certainly out there. But Lonzo Ball, when you talk to those close to him, whether it's Steve Alford or Bryce Alford or some of his other teammates, they will tell you this kid is all about one thing, and that's winning. And somehow he's able to just, again, lock out all the other distractions that are going on. And when he's on that court and even off the court, he's a guy that really doesn't want a lot of the attention. He just wants to win. He makes the simple pass, as Seth says, and you hear him say it all the time, epidemic of passing. He's right. I mean, we haven't seen anybody like this kid in a long, long time. And not only on the court, his physical skills, but also really how he's able to handle himself mentally. That's what's impressed me the most.
Yeah, that'll be important, especially at the next level. Let's stay in that region. Top seed North Carolina taking on Butler. And you've spent some time with the Tar Heels. What is their motivation during this year's tournament run?
You know, they've got that chip on their shoulder, and we know why. I mean, last year losing on that last-second shot to Villanova and Chris Jenkins, they will not forget this. You talk to Nate Britt, Chris Jenkins' brother, and he says every day he thinks about this, and it gives them an edge, an advantage that other teams that are still standing right now don't have. And when you talk to Kennedy Meeks, he's a kid who says, bottom line is we want to remember this every day. Theo Pinson, look at the photo on his phone. It's got him dejected after losing to Villanova in that last-second play to Chris Jenkins. And he put that on his phone to start the NCAA tournament. So every time he'd have to look at his phone, he'd think about it, wouldn't forget it. Again, that's their goal, getting back. They barely beat Arkansas. they feel like that was actually a bonus, a plus, that they had to win a close game and grind it out against an Arkansas team. That'll help them here going forward.
If he looks at his phone as much as I do, that's a lot of reminders throughout the day of what happened last year. Jeff's going to be back next hour on SportsCenter, but for more on this game, we send it back over to Jay.
Hi, Jamie, back with Seth Greenberg. Do you think Butler has a chance versus North Carolina? Why?
The Butler way. And when you think about Butler basketball, the Butler way is all about consistency and approach. It's not turning the ball over. It's rebounding the ball in the defensive end. It's taking you out of transition. And look, this is a Butler team. They're not Cinderella anymore. They've beaten the overall #1 seed twice in Villanova. They've beaten Arizona, a #2 seed, the Pac-12 champion. So this is a team that expects to win, but they've got terrific guard play. Kamar Baldwin is a terrific on-ball defender, and his ability to disrupt Joel Berry could be the key in this basketball game. They've got depth up front. They're hard to score against. If they can own the tempo of the game and take away the easy baskets of North Carolina, this will be a last possession game because they don't give you second shots. They take you out of transition, and they're efficient offensively, another way to control the tempo of the game. So Butler has a legitimate chance to win this game.
Folks in Chapel Hill are like, oh, no more of that, please, no more of that.
Another Big East team.